Us on the Pure West Radio Facebook page, you are very welcome. We are on the official app, we're on Instagram, on the website and on your smart speakers, and it is good to have you along with us this Monday night. And between now and 9, plenty of local sport to go through, including another weekend of goals galore in Division 1 of the Pembrokeshire Football League and another good win for Tony Pennock's Haverfordwest County on Friday night. We will talk local rugby and we'll be joined this evening by Pembrokeshire athlete Ricky Morgan, who will tell us all about completing Ironman Wales last Sunday. So plenty on our agenda between now and 9. You can get involved as well. Gordon Thomas, good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, mate. I did a bit of ground hopping, which we'll speak about on Saturday, Ben. Saw a bit of football and a bit of rugby.
Excellent. Yes, Gordon's ground hopping. It's my highlight of my week, Gordon. So I can't wait to hear the grounds you got round this weekend. Tom, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Just the one ground for me, that was at the cricket club, and then a karting challenge for Paul Sartori yesterday. So I'm aching on all limbs.
Okay, we will come to the karting challenge before the end of the show. Brilliant effort from everyone involved at Pure West and West Wales Karting as well, and all the teams that took part, raising money for Paul Sartori, which is a brilliant cause. So yeah, we'll come to that before the end of the show. How did the football go, Tom, for Broadhaven?
It was for Broadhaven. It didn't go very well, but I promised Ian Vaughan, the captain of the cricket club, that I would mention it, and they've given us a very lengthy write-up, which I'm very grateful for on their Facebook page. Gareth Paulette made his momentous return to Broadhaven and came off with a hamstring injury after 3 minutes, thrusting me straight into the limelight for me to roll my ankle in the second half, but the damage has already been done, sadly.
Oh. How is the ankle, Tom?
It's actually not too bad, considering that I then went and did a karting challenge 24 hours later.
I'm not sure that's the best rehab in the world, to be fair. Take it easy. I hope you've got it elevated doing the show this evening. Good. Let's find out, because there were loads of goals across Division 1 on Saturday, weren't there? There really were. Where did you watch your football on Saturday?
Well, my first port of call was at Marble Hall. Milford United were playing Tenby, who've been opening a few eyes in the Pembrokeshire League the last couple of weeks. They nearly sprung surprises by beating Hakin and the champions Goodwick the previous weeks, but just missing out. They actually went 1-0 down after 5 minutes at Marble Hall, and I thought, perhaps the Robins are going to, give them a good game. But it turned out that Scott Fernie got a hat-trick for Tenby, and Jerome Mansbridge was in terrific form with 4 assists, and they ended up winning 6-1.
6-1.
So then it was a little jaunt up the hill to Hakin, and watch Hakin United versus Kilgetty now. That was quite a tasty little fixture, that one.
That was one of the lowest scoring games of the day, in fact, wasn't it?
Yes, Hakin had a difficult job to break down a very resilient Kilgetty outfit, to say the least. In Scott Davis's, he's the manager of Hakin. In his defence, he did have quite a few of his regulars miss him from the starting lineup, but that's not belittling Kilgetty, because you can only beat what's in front of you. Shane Walsh managed to get the winner in about the 54th minute with a glancing header, and they didn't actually find the back of the net again. And then I just hopped over the fence and watched a little bit of the rugby. Larne was taking on Milford Haven there, and Nico Sataru, who played with my son at Whitland, he's a player coach. We were having a chat there, but Larne were very strong. They've gone up a division, and Milford was struggling a little bit, and they suffered quite a heavy defeat. But there we are. That's the way you go. You can't win everything.
That's some good action at the weekend. Let me give you the other scores then, Gordon, from Saturday. Yeah. We heard in the first hour from the Clarberston Road camp, they have had a topsy-turvy start to the season, but they hammered Merlins Bridge, didn't they? 5-0 on Saturday.
Yes.
It has been up and down for Clarby, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, but the previous week they had beaten them, so they played each other on consecutive weeks. And on consecutive weeks, Ben John and Laurie Howard both scored 2 goals in each of those 2 games. So they won 4-1 at the Bridge, and they won 5-0 at Clarberston on Saturday, to be fair. And who are they playing this coming Saturday? It's going to be a West Wales Cup bonanza, but a particular side that I just spoke about will be travelling to Clarberston Road, and I can see it being a very difficult game for them, and that is Hakin United.
Well, that will be an interesting one, won't it?
That will be an interesting game. Hakin will hope that some of their boys will be back. And another mention too for Cameron Thomas. He had a nasty knee injury from Hakin. He came on for the last 20 minutes against Kilgetty. He had cruciate ligament problems. It was great to see him back on the pitch. And Cameron, I hope you stay fit and well and enjoy your football.
Okay, well, actually, we're going to stick on the Tenby theme in a bit as well, aren't we? Because Ricky Morgan, who's coming on, he's done Iron Man. He's a Tenby man as well, isn't he? So maybe we'll get his predictions ahead of that game. Gord, what about Goodwick? They went to Moncton and were 3-2 winners, weren't they?
Yeah, again, Chris O'Sullivan isn't happy. He's the manager at Goodwick. They're not quite firing on all cylinders. The previous week, Moncton had lost 4-1 at home against their derby rivals, Penna Robins. So Goodwick would have been expected to have actually rolled over the Swifts quite comfortably. But it didn't turn out that way, to be honest with you. They went behind early, and then Goodwick equalised. And then just after the break, they got another one. And then the Swifts equalised again. They were, Goodwick were finding it hard going. But they did get a winner, and they held on for the important 3 points, which keeps them 2 points clear at the top of the table.
Yeah, indeed. The other two games, again, lots of goals. Penna 8, Herbrandston 1, and St Ishmael's 4, Carew 3 was an entertaining game.
Yeah, going to Penna. Penna have made a few signings. I know Jamie Wilkes has come over from Moncton Swifts. He had a hat-trick in that particular game. But poor old Herbrandston, they are really struggling at this level. Most games, well, every game they played, they've been beaten by a fair margin. It's a bit of a concern, really, because it's hard on the team and them trying to get a result. I'd love him to see him pick up a victory, but at this moment in time, it's not looking very good. Penna, I think they're 4th or 5th in the table. They obviously are having quite a decent season, and on their day, they're capable of beating any side. Talking about Carew then, and they went to Tish. Tish won their first game last week and their second this week. So they've leapfrogged Carew. Carew have now gone into second from bottom in the relegation spot, and Tish have gone above them. And good on them as well, because Tish are battling out there. They're not the most prettiest to watch, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but they work very hard as a team together, and they've been finding the back of the net the last couple of weeks and getting the right results. So Tish, they could be the surprise package and start moving up the table. That's what they will want to do. So we'll have to wait and see on that score.
Okay, where does it leave the table then, Gordon? Well, are we 6 games in now, I think, to the new season?
It's 6. And
7, in fact, 7 games in. So it's this sort of, the table starts to look a bit more familiar, doesn't it, when you're 7 or so games in? Goodwick United top the table, 19 points. Hakin second on 17, and Tenby third on 14. Clarby Road also in the same amount of points, so they're 4th on goal difference. So starting to sort itself out now, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. And Penna can come amongst that as well. They'll be up at that end as well. They, as I said earlier, they could cause some upset. Yeah, Merlins Bridge is probably mid-table and just below. They're playing a lot of younger players now, but they're in a transitional period. So they'll probably hang on. At the bottom end, obviously, I can see Herbie obviously being relegated. Who will go down with them? Carew and Tish are vying for that to stay out of that position. At the moment, it's the Rooks. But, there's a long season ahead yet and a lot of football to be played. So, but Goodwick, we spoke about them. They're not firing all cylinders, but they're still top of the table. Hakin, they've had a decent start to the season. They're the one side that you would fancy to possibly overturn Goodwick, and if anybody's going to win the title instead of Goodwick, it would probably be Hakin. But Tenby, they've played very well.
You've ruled them out, Gord, haven't you? You've ruled them out the title race, haven't you?
Yeah, I know. They're probably not quite up to that level, but they are capable of beating the top side. They nearly did it the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Perhaps they could do it in the return fixtures, and then it would be an interesting title race, wouldn't it?
Brilliant stuff. Excellent analysis of the weekend's football from Gordon there. Division 2, we should just say as well, they are 7 games in as well. Camrose and Neyland lead the way in Division 2. Camrose on 16, Neyland also on 16 points. Fishguard in third, and Narberth, who I think dropped points 3-3 draw at the weekend. They sit in fourth, don't they?
Interesting you say that. All of them are first teams. Usually the second team, I mean, Hakin United's second team won the league last season. I know they're playing a lot of youngsters now to try and bring through a few to the first team. So they're probably not quite as strong as what they were last season. But Neyland being relegated and Fishguard last season, they'll be there a bit thereabouts, trying to regain automatic promotion in those first top places. Narberth are another club as well, who are capable of doing it. So it's going to be an interesting climax when we come to the end of the season. There's going to be some important games coming up that Neyland, Fishguard, Narberth, they'll all be wanting to make sure that they get those victories to push them up the ladder.
Excellent stuff. Okay. Any comments if you're watching on, if you were involved in Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, 4, 5 or 6 action over the weekend? Give us your thoughts on the weekend's action. West Wales Cup, isn't it, coming up, Gordon, this weekend? Some interesting fixtures for some Pembrokeshire sides. I think looking at a few of them. First round.
Have you got them in front of you?
Yeah, I've got
them in front of you.
I've got the list, and it's some list actually. It's a big competition, isn't it? The West Wales Cup. So just to pick a few out: Carew home to Forestvac, Camrose versus Caerbryn. We've got loads. Milford United go to Killay, Letterston v Loreni, Merlins Bridge home to Pembrey. It's a good competition though, isn't it? And we like featuring this every year. Getting behind the Pembrokeshire side, hopefully going all the way.
Yeah, it's a massive competition, isn't it? Most of the teams want to get in the hat and have a night out in Swansea. Not that they're going to tell their missus that, They want to enjoy their Saturday evening in a nightclub where they shouldn't be. But there you go. That's footballers for you. No, all jokes aside, I enjoy the West Wales Cup. I really do. And some of the finals that I've been lucky enough to witness in the past. I mean, you go back 25 years ago, 1999, when Hakin beat, who were they, the Swansea side? They were a big side. They won 2-0 anyway. I can remember Kristen Bennett scoring a header and Paul Jonah Jones scoring. Gary Dawes was captain and Chris Tansey was the manager. And I hadn't seen a Pembrokeshire side play in that competition up until then. But then we were fortunate to see Hakin go there again in 2004, and they won again. So after that, we had Johnson in 2013. That was probably one of the best finals I ever did watch. I think you remember Fraser and I recalling that Steve Mills had been stretchered off, and he miraculously came back in extra time and scored a last gasp winner. It was amazing. Incredible scenes. They beat Penlan of all clubs as well, who are actually the holders now. They beat them 3-2 on the night. So that was in 2013. Goodwick won it in 2016 and 2018, and then we had an all Pembrokeshire final in 2019, and we were also now in the Liberty Stadium. I call it that. It's Swansea.com Stadium, but the two that Hakin had won before that was at the Bet, which is now.
Oh yeah.
So things have certainly changed in Swansea, haven't they?
So. Is this going to be a year where we get another Pembrokeshire team go all the way?
And you can never guarantee it, but our big clubs that we mentioned, flying high in Division 1, they're the ones who are going to possibly get an opportunity.
If you had to pick one or two, Gordon, do you think who might get a West Wales Cup run? How about Tenby? What about Tenby?
Yeah, Tenby could. As long as they're in it. I haven't checked it, Ben. Some teams don't necessarily. You don't have to enter it. It's purely up to the club. Tenby would have a good opportunity.
Yeah, they're home to Ulster Sports. Yeah, Tenby are in action. Yeah.
Obviously, you've got Goodwick and Hakin, and they're our front runners who would probably do well in that cup competition. Unfortunately, Hakin lost a couple of seasons. No, was it last season? No, the season before.
One before, yeah.
Seasons before, they lost in the final against Penlan. So, it would be nice to have another day out in the Swansea.com stadium watching the Pembrokeshire side hopefully win it.
Yeah, well, you stay out the nightclubs if that happens. Then,
I won't go to the nightclub.
Jason makes the fair point. West Wales is all about the luck of the draw, and it is to an extent. But it is. But you know, if you want to win it,
make your own luck as well.
Yeah, and if you want to win a and you normally have to beat some good sides if you want to win a competition like that. You can't get a lucky draw all the way through. I don't think so.
It's a bit like Man United winning the FA Cup last season, isn't it? You know how lucky they were. You know, play Man City in the final. No way are they going to win it. And what do?
Didn't have much luck yesterday, did they? Though, Gord.
Oh, I got the reaction. I still haven't seen a trophy in Tottenham's cabinet. Like Anthony Joshua when he had all his belts being posed outside White Hart Lane. It was the same thing. He'd never have a trophy. He lost them all, then, didn't he? Once he had that photo of White Hart Lane.
You two should be excited about Brennan Johnson. He's the real deal all of a sudden, isn't he?
Well, he's Welsh, isn't he? Let's be honest. If what more do you want? He's a Welsh wizard.
So and Gareth Bale-esque.
Bale in the making, too, right? Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that a bit later on, I think, Gord, because we are going to have to take a moment. And we'll also cover off the local rugby as well, the action from the weekend. On the way next, though, Ricky Morgan is going to join us. He is a brilliant triathlete and he completed Ironman last Sunday. So we're going to hear all about Ricky's story and find out how tough it was last weekend. Brilliant support once again from across Pembrokeshire. So we'll do that in just a few moments. It is good to have you with us. It's Monday evening on Pure West Sport.
Eaton-Evans and Morris Solicitors have tradition.